best to turn the microphone on. Good evening, everybody. Just messing around with stuff here. I've got cables going everywhere. No wheel in front of me, so it feels really open. But this whole game is played on one of these, so I've that sat on my lap all evening. Evening, Mr. Newen. How we diddly doing? Just to let you know, yep, still definitely not booze. Right, let's get loaded into game. So, what are we playing this evening? There it is. We are playing Mechanic Simulator. It mirrors the jazz a little bit loud. I think it might need to just turn down a touch. We just mess around with that. We're playing Mechanic Simulator. We are going to be our own boss. We own our garage. We're going to fix a load of different cars and odds and sods. And what I'm really hoping is that all of my mechanically minded friends help me sort of not pull this game apart, but point out the good areas, and more importantly, let's find the bad areas where it doesn't quite add up to its name. It has the word simulator in the title. I mean, for one, there's nowhere near enough swearing. And this is our workshop. So look, we've got our oil drainer, we've got our pooter, all of our shadow board tools. I mean, it's a pegboard, but you can't actually grab onto them because everything's done via a click rather than actually turning the bits and bobs. But look, that's the toolbox. We've got a slide hammer on the top of it. I mean, this is one of the most well-kitted workshops I've ever seen, and I've worked in a couple of them. Not just one, but two toolboxes over here. Look, there's a sink, and it's the usual technician sort of sink, like nice stains and such around it. Tea towel, standard sort of wash procedure. Mop bucket, that'll never get used. Tyre racks. They've even got actual like stickers on them. So I can't quite, not fully read what that says, but stock PO asymmetric 1. So there is, you know, a fair bit of detail in here. Workplace first aid guide, you know, when you've got to blow somebody back up. We are lone man working. We don't have any other employees down here. We've got battery charger. Excuse me, spring pull. It's not a puller, it's a compressor. No nudie lady calendar. Not that I found. Not what I found. Raz calendar, yeah, the same sort of thing, yeah. We will probably stumble across something. This is more of like the sort of thing you'd find in an engineering workshop, isn't it? Pictures of black and white pictures of stuff being taken apart. There's a wheel balancer and tyre changer. So it's reasonably well thought out. There's a lift, or a ramp, or however you want to call it. And over there's space to put another one, but we're quite low budget at the moment, so, well, we're quite poor at the moment, so we can't actually afford to... Look, there's another toolbox here. Usual breakout area. Dented barrels, creeper. It's... Someone has gone to some effort, and we can even exit. We're in an old petrol station. Reminds me of the petrol station out of Terminator 2, where they cut into his head. Head. That is not Ed. There was definitely a H at the start of it. We've got a gas canister there. We've even got our own cherry picker. There's something being built over here. This is where old tyres go. Standard sort of stuff. Look at this. Liam would be well happy. There's a non-smoking smoking area right next to the high voltage. Can't get up onto the lip roof. Not as if we tried. That's where all the old stuff goes. Someone has honestly, you know, thought about it. Made some effort. And you can tell it's American because we'd never have one of these in England. So, let's get back inside and try and get a job in. So, there's two types of jobs that I've come across so far. I've played an hour or so earlier just to get the feel for it, so I know what's going on, and I don't want too much of a fool. And there's story jobs as well as sort of on the side jobs where you don't gain a great deal of XP. So let's have a look what's going on the phone. So clearly not a Volvo, but is a Volvo. Oh, my face is covering that. I didn't think about that earlier on. It's alright, you can imagine what the front of this looks like. It looks like a Volvo. We've got this here, which is again another Volvo job, and another one down here, Volvo job. Varying levels of description, some good, some bad. So what I'm going to say is replace all filters. We'll start with one of these non-story jobs, and then we'll... Oh my god, it's been kitted out. We'll start with one of these non-story jobs, and then we'll get cracking with it, with the actual story within the game. So this is obviously a modified car. It's a friend of the workshop's. What should we call him? Should we call him Darren? So clearly been stitched together with some sort of like drift project. You can open it, you can actually climb into it and have a look around. I'm not entirely sure what that gear stick is saying on there. We can even start the car. Okay, doesn't seem to be wanting to stop, but there is an option to drive the car, so we'll be doing that on a couple of them later on. For now, what we'll do is we'll get this into the workshop. We'll put it on lift A. Right, so what jobs do we need to do to this? Let's have a look. So, replace all filters: air filter, fuel filter, oil filter for a V8, so it's obviously a modified car. The best part with this is it doesn't actually tell me to change the oil, so you can just go ahead and change the filters and no one even bats an eyelid about it. So we'll start with the ones up the top, and you have to select the areas of which you're working on. So we was having an air filter. Let's go into here, and then we hold down on it. Trying to get you to explode. So yeah, if we hold down onto that, good evening as well, Adam, it won't let me remove it because it's highlighting that these clips haven't been removed. So you have to, you know, go around and actually remove the clips in order. I'm going to guess that there's two more on the other side. And again, we've fallen down on the realism straight away because there should have been some sort of flat-bladed screwdriver used there, and one of them went pinging off into the engine bay, never to be seen again. And you just hope that nobody notices that it's not there. So we can take the cover off and look at that. There is an oil filter, an air filter. Honestly, used to be a technician. Let's take that out. And up on the top left-hand corner here, look, every part that we take out, it gives us a percentage rating of how worn or broken that part is. So that was, I think, 19% that we took out. And what we're going to do is we're going to order one up. So we get on our tablet, look at this, and we're going to order an air filter. Now, I don't recall it was anything special that we took out of there. Oh, sugar. So let's have a look what we took out. Yeah, it's just air filter. So we're just going to replace it with air filter, 11 credits. We've got to order our own parts. Delivery is pretty good though, because I already now have it. So we can go back into fitting mode. There we go, mount the air filter. Like so we get to choose which one we want to put back in. Get a nice clean air filter. Put the cover back on, 82% of health in that. And then put these clips back on. And these are all, again, realism. Already gone out the window. 77% health. These will be bent to buggery by now on a vehicle of this age, so the fact that they're not got holes drilled through them with a cable tie holding the thing together just breaks the immersion straight away. There we go, that's one job done. So the other jobs were fuel filter and oil filter. So we can see, if you look around the engine here, look, throttle body V8 intake manifold. When it goes red, it means that you've got to take something else off before it, so you can't just start pulling things off. Also, the removal and refit times is very unrealistic. We can see there's no pipes going to this fuel filter, but we're going to take it off because that's what we're going to be exchanging. We'll get on the parts order, go into here, fuel filter, 30 credits. Belt is brand new, yeah. A lot of stuff is kind of brand new in bits around the vehicle, so let's buy one of those. out of there. Go back into fitting mode, and again, it just breaks the immersion of being a technician, because it means that either you've got the parts on the shelf, which just never actually happens, or you've got a delivery service that is basically next door. So that's as much as we can do from above. Look at that. Look at it. Right, let's lift it up. Thankfully, we don't need to kick the arms, and we've just taken the body. We've just taken the skirt extension off there with the lift arms, but hey ho. Again, I don't need to worry too much about it. It's not that realistic. So from underneath, look, there's all your suspension makeup. There's your engine. So we need to find where's the oil filter when it's at home. There's the oil pan. There we go. Just spotted it. Oil filter V8. So let's remove that. And again, immersion broken again. No cascade of oil coming down off us onto us. But hey ho, we'll continue. Oil filter. So something that I never knew, oil filters were broken down into categories of engine that they were fitted to. So you've got an inline 3 oil filter, an inline 4 oil filter, inline 6, V10, V12, V8 overhead valve, or just a regular V8. Not entirely sure that's quite how it works, but again, we'll allow it to have its thing. We'll put this brand new oil filter back on, and then what we can do is we can exit back, stand back from the vehicle. Let's have a look. And annoyingly, you can't see it because my face is in the way, but the fact that this is flashing green means that we've finished. We've finished the order, so we can send it out the door. Do that, bish bash bosh, some credits go into the pocket, and that's the idea of the game. There is a story mode to it though, so we get a story car coming in almost every level, and that will progress the game to allow us to expand the garage. Now, we'll crack on. There's a lot of other things that you can buy. You can buy a dyno, you can buy a car wash, you can buy all sorts of stuff. So this is the story mode car. Does it run now? That's a very good point. So I don't know. I've sent it on its way, so it must be fine. So here we are. Good morning. Hello, young man. Oh, young man. At your age, please help me. I've set off on a ride. My car stopped working. It just shut down suddenly. And this, again, already immersion breaking. That's more information than you ever get from a customer or written on a job card. Some good young men towed me towards your workshop. It's got a thing about young men. If it weren't for them, I'd rather, well, not go into it. Please see what you can do to get me up and running again. I have no idea what it could be. Usually everything's worked fine after a 6-month break. Thanks for setting up the workshop here in the middle of nowhere. In the meantime, please allow me to use your restroom. Not going to ask any further questions. We're just going to have a look at your car. Questionable person, yes. Have you got a sift for this work? I wish. Alright, look at this. Here it is. So I can have a look at what he suspects is wrong with it. Oh my word, look at this. Alternator, belt tensioner, cam gear, clutch plate, clutch release bearing, fuel filter, fuel pump idler, ignition wires, oil filter, radiator, relay type A, relay type B, serpentine belt, spark plug start. Right, we've got a mammoth task on our hands here, as well as change the oil. And put new filter on for him at the same time, and change all of the fluids. If main dealers don't use sifts, it is absolutely utterly frustrating. So that's quite a bit to be cracking on with. We should probably get it in the workshop. And I've done a few more things to make streams a little bit more entertaining, if you like. I've found how you can make sound clips go off a button, so it's like having a soundboard. And I've spent the afternoon taking some sound clips from various various TV shows and such that I've managed to find on YouTube, and added them into the repertoire. Hopefully that's coming through. I'm sure it is. I'm sure someone will comment if it's not. Right, where do we start? Alternator belt tensioner, cam gear, clutch release plate. Oh my word, okay, there's a lot to do here. Where would you start? Come on, technically minded people. Fuel pump, cam gear. Cam gear is a big job. Ignition wires, idler roller, fuel pump. Start. Sounds like we're going to be starting under the bonnet, doesn't it? Music is still a touch loud. Perfect. 1 second, let's just jump out of that. There we go, how's that? Hopefully that's better. I'm sure you're messaging me through. All better. Did you hear
cheese?
That, by the way? Again, new game. We've got to sort the sound levels out.
Cheese.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Things that make yourself giggle.
Yes.
Yes. Lovely. Right. Right, Si, where are you going to start? I mean, it needs a clutch plate, so...
After 10,000 miles, you find the clutch sticks in 3rd gear.
There you go. Right. I thought you'd like that one. Right. What we'll start with. I think we're going to be starting under the bonnet, aren't we? Let's actually do the thing that we would do in real life. Actually lift it up. Just a touch. Wow! Look at that. Look at that in all of its glory. Right, let's zoom out a touch. Right. Oh, sugar, I keep pressing the wrong button. It's hard going from a steering wheel to playing on a keyboard. So, cam gear needs doing. Idler roller A, that's going to be either timing belt or... I'll tell you what, let's select these things that are going to be underneath the bonnet. Radiator needs doing. Wow, okay. Has RB. Serpentine, spark plugs, that's not a problem. Timing belt, water pump, right. Okay. Let's make the mess to start with. So, radiator. I didn't it's breaking the immersion. Yes, we didn't take the fluid out of it. Cleanup cost 50 credits. Right, that's fine. The radiator is now out of it. To take serpent belt A off. Okay, we can just pull that one off. Zoom in where I want you to. It's quite realistic in this fact that you can't ever see quite what you're doing. No, can't take that one off next. Is it that one? No, because of that. So, okay, it's the idler, the bit that I can't see. Here we go. Right. Look at that. Now it's off. Now the belt can come out of the way. Good stuff. Now, crankshaft pulley. Look at this. Look at that. When have you ever seen a crankshaft bolt come out that easily? Holy moly, look at that water pump. Timing covers next. Do they just fall off on a Volvo? There was no bolts holding that in place. I very much doubt that's how it actually comes apart. Now let's take the belt tensioner off. Ta-da! Belt's been on there a while because it hasn't even changed shape as you take the tensioner off. Cam gear off. Right, we don't need to go inside the engine. We've done everything from the outside, but we can now take the water pump out. This actually has bolts. And you see how that one's orange? That's Miami Clink. Right, so this one's orange, which means it ain't going to come out. It's going to snap. So you've got to apply something to try and loosen it up a little bit. I personally like a little bit of
cheese,
but you can also use kind of WD spotlessly clean marks next to horrifically rusty ones. Yeah. Well, together with PFM. Now it's had the blue can of DW04. Look at that, it just slid straight out. Now the alternator can come off. That's a funky ass way of mounting an alternator, but hey, that works. So I think... Oh, I can do the starter motor while we're here. When have you ever got access like this? Look, you've never, ever, ever had access like this. Okay, that's now out. Even do the oil filter. No, it won't let me do that from up here. So let's not that one. Go to the list. Arc. Okay. I should have put them on the list as we were taking them off, but hey ho. Belt tensioner, cam gear, inline 4. Let's go to the shop and find them. Belt tensioner, and cam gear. So cam gear, inline 4, single overhead or socker. There we go. We'll have one of those. Belt tensioner. Belt tensioner. That one. Yeah, it's not an inline 6. Very helpfully, there's only about 3 or 4 different types of part across any engine, so that's quite helpful. The alternator was one, wasn't it? Alternator, yep, and starter motor, so we can order those up as well. Go back to the tablet. Oops. Okay. Pump. Water pump. Now steering pump, water pump, inline 4. Was that all it took off? So inventory. Water pump, inline 4. That is what we took off. Water pump, inline. There it is, one of those. Let's put these back on. So we're going to fitting mode. There's brand new starter motor going. I didn't get the starter motor. Brand new alternator going back. Not the alternator either. Brand new water pump there going back on. There we go. 100%. Bolt it up. Click. Click. Okay. We need to go to the electrical shop, buy one of those indicator relays for a kit car. Generic alternator, we'll have some of that. Starter motor. Starter. I love how generic everything is. I mean, if you really, you could go to town and, you know, make this stuff as real as possible. Bang the alternator on. Look at this. I honestly don't know how you can't be efficient if it only takes this long. That's a triggering comment. I'm waiting for somebody to mention something about that. Right. So, water pump has been done. We need a timing belt, inline 4, stocker, tablet. Belt. Timing belt. Timing belt, inline 4. Look, it's even the same shape. No comment. I don't remember being a technician. I don't remember it being this easy while being a technician, so let's put that nice shiny cam sprocket on. Do we not? doesn't even have a bolt in it. Timing belt. Nice new timing belt. Let's put the tensioner back in. Tighten down.
Yes.
Yes. Timing cover. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know how is this held together. The cam bolt. The cam doesn't have a bolt in it. Crank pulley. Using the same bolt apparently as well. Is the serpentine belt any good? No. Right, serpentine belt. Bluetooth bolts. Alright, serpentine belt, inline 4. Oh dear, was it serpentine inline B? Pressing all the wrong buttons, mister. Infantry. Serpentine belt, inline 4. Serpentine. That one. And we're going to get one of them as well, because that's the other belt. Bluetooth bolts. You are forever trying to get it at the right angle, which again is quite realistic. Put the bits back on, that's what I want to do. Serpentine belt. Yeah.
Yes.
I almost said it myself then. Oh, and we need an idler roller A. Look at this. If parts were only this easy to grab, cars would be in and out the door in no time. Click add. Rad C, because it's an old car. Boom. We need to go to the electrical store. Relay. You know what I need? I need some light refreshment. Delicious. Relays. What type of relay was it that I needed? I think it was relay B. Okay, well, let's take the cover off. Removal, thank you. So, relay type B. I love, we've not actually tested anything. We're just going off the word of the customer that this and this is broken. We do have, look at this, an electronic multimeter, tread depth gauge, fuel pressure tester, drain tool, OBD scanner, and compression tester. So we can give this thing a whole like health check, but since this is what they want us to go ahead and change, we'll take out relay type A. There we go, as they've asked, and we'll take out this one here, which is relay type B. No idea what they do. I mean, the pin layout looks alright. There you go, 4-pin relay, 5-pin micro relay. It's a little bit long, but that might be something to do with the animation. So, relay type A, one off. Relay type B, one off. And then we can put these back in. No Swaptronics here. Look at that, brand new relays back in. Let's put the cover back on. 70% health on the cover. I've worked on cars for many years. I never had the ability to just feel the plastic and determine how much health it had left. So, alternator done, belt tensioner done, cam gear done, clutch hasn't been done, fuel filter and fuel pump. Okay, spark plugs, that's probably the next easiest thing. So, fuel filter and spark plugs, ignition wires. Okay, back to the engine. Stay under here. Spark plugs. They are, it's look, off to the side as they would be on this sort of age of engine. Can I zoom in a little bit more? Ignition wires. Oh, again, is that off to a distribute? Oh no, it's actually off to a coil pack at the back here. Is there an option to off a load of brake cleaner? Yeah, there should be. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I dropped a load of coolant earlier on, so I should be able to just, you know, waft down the front with a tin of brake cleaner. I don't want to remove the head, I want to remove the spark plug. There we go, spark plug out. Look at the state of these, they've got rust on the end of them. Right, tablet, back to the shop, spark plug. Generic spark plugs, because we know, all the technicians out there, we know that every spark plug, or any spark plug, will fit into any engine. So, we will send it. Oh. Yeah, put the one in that's 100%. Don't even need to tighten it down. Just plumb it straight in. And finally, this one. Did we need ignition wires? I think we did, didn't we? Ignition wires in line 4. Ignition wires in line 4. Look at this. Even got the proper style boot on them and everything. Someone has gone to the effort. I'll give them that. They have gone to the effort. It would be impossible to label everything as correctly as you need it though. So that is spark plugs done. Let's deselect all of these. We've done that. We've done the relay. We've done the idler roller. We've done that. We've done that. We've done that. So fuel filter, fuel pump.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, fuel filter is on the other side. Look at that. Look at the state of that. Removal. Onto the ordering. Ryan's parts, this is. Fuel filter. Fuel. I'm hoping like the next job that comes in is like an engine rebuild, because you look at the parts that are available and you've got things like piston rings and all that sort of good stuff. So that's the fuel filter done. I'm guessing this should have a in-tank pump. Okay. It's going to be... Oh, I can't open the door. That's not realistic. You tell me I can't open the door because it's on the ramp. We all know that door's going to get swung up against that several times, potentially trapped against the pin, and you just scratch all the paint off the bottom of it. Can we? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
When in doubt, take the door off. Okay. And can we remove the? Can we not remove the bench? Switch interior. Disassemble. Interior, disassemble. The fuel tank's all right. Okay, let's put the door back on. Need to put the glass back in it as well. Who takes the glass out as you're taking a door off? Questionable. Right. Upsy daisy. Do with the wash. Alright, straight underneath. Shall we? Let's let's do a proper job. Let's move the oil drainer over. It's only one of these little baby ones, but yeah, move the oil drainer over. And again, this is another unrealistic thing. Okay, so you don't touch the sump plug, you touch the oil drainer and put use equipment, and then the oil dribbles out of it, and it comes out like a big, like goldfish turd. Right, oil filter off as well while we're under here. Let's put a new one in. Inline 4. Because again, oil filters are made up that way, aren't they? That they only work on a particular engine size. So that's that done. And this is another horrendously unrealistic thing, okay? Watch. Move equipment. Yeah. Put back in its place. Put back in its place. See, oil drainer, it goes anywhere, doesn't it? But no, look, they've put it back in its place right in front of the fire extinguisher. So if there is a big dog moment, we have to fight the oil drainer to get to the fire extinguisher. Right, how do I get to the fuel tank? Fuel tank. see if I do. Aha! Just select on this. Oh, this is quite unrealistic. Having access to C. There we go. So that was the fuel pump that came out. Let's put another one in. I think it's going to be the electrical store. Hang on. No, there we go. Look, generic fuel pump. But looking at the level of it again, look, you've got the regulator in there, an inlet and an outlet. Someone has gone to effort. That's it bought. Let's put it in then, so fuel pump goes back in. I don't know how I'm doing this because I couldn't even see the fuel tank, let alone... Oh, he spun the pump as it went in as well. But okay, that's that job ticked off. And you may be asking,
What next, Bob? Back lights?
there we go, to the back. What was there back here? Was there anything? Oh, radio. Did I not put the radiator in? Did I not put the radiator? I didn't put the radiator in. Oh dear. There we go. Ooh, I thought I put the radiator back in. Apparently not. There we go. Right, this is, again, spot the issue here. Anyone? I think there may be enough in there now. Alright, we'll put a bit more in just to be sure. Okay, there we go. No, just a bit more, just to be sure. You know. Where do you finish? Is that enough? You don't bleed it up either. You're just done. Right. Sugar. What was left? Bottle says 50-50. Nice. Oh, it's the dang clutch, isn't it? Right. Oh, I need to put the oil back in. Alright, let's do the service. Finish the service off. You'd think with your own garage you'd have a pump, wouldn't you?
Yes.
There's no check-in. You're just sending it full of oil. They said fill it up, we'll fill it up. I'm guessing the animation of it spewing out at the bottom is supposed to say that that's enough. There we go, so the oil has been done. Other tasks. Drain. I want to do all these little bits and bobs just before we do the clutch, because that's a mighty big job. Right, so... brake fluid was one of them. We would need to drain it first. So we'll get the drain tool there. Go to the servo. Alright, can anyone spot what was wrong with this procedure? This is amazing as well. This is dot 3 and 4. Anyone spot what was wrong with me doing that? Because look, change brake fluid. Strange. What's power steering doing as well? Ooh, that looks a bit milky. No wonder you want that changing. Got some nice ATF back in. Yeah, some of it got removed, you know, from the reservoir. Doesn't matter about it, you know, in the caliper, the bit that gets hot and the fluid doesn't really move that much in there. So, other tasks, refill washer fluid. Also, like any good dealership, all of these fluids have not cost me a thing. When I say a good dealership, as you work in there as a technician, all of this fluid cost me nothing. There we go, look at that. Right, clutch time. Does it give me an idea? Just clutch plate and clutch release bearing. Can we pre-order? Yeah, because there you go. Look, generic clutch plate and release bearing. Do we do the Good Samaritan thing and actually replace the pressure plate while we're in there? Because it doesn't state that they want that doing. That's a very floral beer. It's a very floral beer. Nah, send it. To be fair, it's not my car. It's all they've paid for. Right. So, gearbox out. Look how small that gearbox is. Oh my word, look what happens to the drive shaft in the middle. Or the prop shaft as it's more commonly known. Customer care will pay. I don't think this one's covered. Right. Let's see what we need to do. So, gearbox. I'll zoom out. Drive shaft needs to come out first. Let's do this with a very long extension, apparently. And then come around here so it knocks us in the head. Why can't I get any closer? Okay. Not one of them snapped. Not one of them snapped. Gearbox. Right. No, what do we need to remove first then? So to remove the gearbox. Let's start. I've just fitted that. Ah, why did nobody warn me? I am my own worst enemy. At least it's not like the DV5 and there's a ruddy AdBlue pipe in the way of it. Okay. 1, 2. Let's just get very friendly with the gearbox. I mean, you do get very close to the bits that you're working on as a technician, but I can't say I've ever been able to have X-ray vision and see inside. Okay, that one needs a bit of the squirt from the blue can. Oh, so there wasn't anything holding the bottom of that box in. Nice. Take that out. Don't think that's quite how that works. That is a very uneven bolt pattern. How does that work? Okay. I can't be holding the thing down square, can it? And that... what's happened to your clutch? Looks like someone just taken a 2-bobber into the flywheel housing. Does that need refacing? Nah. Right. Not the flywheel, put the clutch plate back on. Brand new clutch. You can have your old pressure plate back. 70%. Sweet spot. And we'll try and do this as evenly as we can, but there's one extra bolt at the top. Weird. Release bearing goes in. That would have been squealing its head off. Gearbox. Now, I am here in the garage on my own, and I'm manhandling this gearbox in off my shoulder, apparently. Look at that. Oh, there was one bolt holding the underside in. There we go, put that one in first, because that's typically the one that's easiest to get to. And then you go for the awkward ones. Bish bash bosh, start motor in. Drive shaft back on. We didn't bother marking it, you know, because they're not balanced or anything. Martin would have hoofed it up there. Even though this is a digital game, I don't think it's working quite as fast as Martin ever did. Right. That. They've all gone grey. Other tasks, look at that. Oh yeah, we're done. Finish order. Give me my money. 2,625. Didn't even get to drive. Didn't even test drive it. That clutch could have been put in backwards or anything. What's next? Okay. We have what looks like some sort of Skyline rip-off. We have what looks like some sort of... Oh, no. The Skyline rip-off is the only one. The other one timed out. Or a story one. Hello, I saw that you had quite good reviews. I don't know who's been reviewing me, but okay. I thought you'd surely handle my problem. Been to a few experts already. The thing is, each expert said and did... The things that each expert said didn't match up at all, of course. The problem is still here. It boils down to a consistent banging. Dirty bugger. It's unbearable. The gearbox isn't working properly. After the last repair... After a week, changing gear became a nightmare. Please check it and try and fix any problems. I'm counting on your honesty. We've never met before. It's the last chance for my car. If it doesn't do the trick, I've got no other option to get rid of it. Anyway, let me know what happens. While you're there, change the oil and filters. Right, we'll do the stories ones, because they give you the most money. Wow, most money. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, it's called the Moon. Nice. Have we got a list of stuff, or do we need to test drive it? Okay. See this here, look. Part not discovered, part not discovered. This means that we have to carry out diagnostics. So, let's flex those master technician muscles. Okay, open that. Get me in there. Do. The engine can't be started, so I can't even drive it. Right, get me out. Get me out. Push it in. Push it in. Put it on the ramp. Here we go. Now, what does any good diagnostic tech or master technician's first port of call when it comes to a job like this? We're unknown of what's up with it. What do we think we're going to do? That's extremely floral. Go on, Bradley, you've got your thinking hat on. Thinking hat? Thinking hat. The Moon. The Eclipse has been copyright. How did he get it to you? It must have turned up on a tow truck. Got a battery, not. Check the glove box for things. Let's see if we can do that. I've not actually... Oh, I can't check it now that it's inside. In fact, no, we can. Oh. Ain't no glove box beating me. Oh no, you can't check the glove box now. I've got all that work. Apparently I did clean the door as I took it off though. Obviously just smushing it up against myself. Now, we're going to do what every person in the world thinks happens whenever a car comes into a garage. We are going to plug in our diagnostic scanner, our OBD scanner. We'll examine a lot of electronic connected parts not working in older vehicles. Let's see if this one falls under the class of a new vehicle. Where's the laptop on the passenger seat? Yeah. Danger to manifold. Okay. Look at that. And we should see it cycle. Look at this, there we go, look, spark plugs. Spark plugs are in good health. And anyone who's used a diagnostic scanner before can, you know, agree this is 100% accurate of what gets read out whenever you're doing a diagnostic job. The percentage of health in those components. So, yeah, we've got a couple of dead spark plugs and a couple of dead ignition coils. I'm going to recommend that we change all of them for you first port of call. What else we could do? Well, diagnostic wise is a compression test, but the engine didn't turn over. Wait, it said it didn't start, it didn't necessarily say it didn't turn over. So let's see if it'll do a compression test. Look at this. Oh no. Oh no. Here we go. Here's where your problem is, lad. Piston with conrod, camshaft. You've mullered it. You've put too much NOS through it, and you've bent the piston. Well, you bent the conrod, not the piston. Honestly, used to be a technician. Oh dear. Piston rings are fine though. You'd expect the ringlands to have blown out, but okay. So, that's going to be an expensive fix.
Yes.
Yes. Alright. What else can we do from a diagnostic standpoint of view? Well, since the compression test actually allowed the engine to turn over, what we're going to do is we're going to see what the fuel pressure is like on the thing as well. Okay. Apparently doing a fuel pressure check tests the injectors at the same time. Learning stuff all the time. Okay, and finally, an electronic multimeter. A simple but useful tool. Check all of the electronic connections and resistances. Check all of the electronic connections and resistances. Let's let it do its thing. Here we go. So what we're setting it to, we're setting it onto ohms, so we're checking the internal resistance of apparently the throttle body, the alternator, the starter, medium fuse, medium fuse, medium fuse, medium fuse, relay, relay, relay. I mean, some of those tests were giving us almost, you know, almost an ohm, and if we were testing a fuse... Yeah, that's true, Si. You don't need to bother coming on the MT training anymore. It's all in here. I mean, you saw that. You saw how easy it was. You just get your multimeter out and test all of that good stuff. And while we're here, look, we'll do a tread depth check. Look how cruddy and crappy that screen is. There we go, look. Sports type. At least it's got good tyres. Right. Engine's done. So the engine's had it for a start. Accessible from underneath the car. There is an option for... Where is it? No. There we go. Examination mode. Can I get down there to see the gearbox? Look, you can do an external examination of what's going on as well. It's like basically doing a VHC. And as you're going through your VHC, of course, all of these components that you're sort of seeing, you can put a percentage marking. Cam gears had it. percentage marking in your head to all of these different components. So the clutch plate is gone as well. This is another huge job. Okay, let's check the air intake system while we're at it. See if we've got a decent air filter. Yeah, at least that's fine. Cooling seems to be okay. Coolant reservoir. Yes. Power steering. Yes. Suspension. Let's have a look at that. From up top. Apparently I can tell that the wheel bearing's gone on that side. From up top. Okay, so the wheel bearings had it on that side. Let's have a look on this side. Again, the wheel bearings had it on that side. I can smell it. Okay. Brake booster, battery, engine, cooling, intercooler. I didn't see that it had a turbo, but okay. Brake booster. Let's have a look. Have a look at the rear suspension from the front while on the floor. Okay, they're testing at it as well. Let's check the other side, you know, for poops and giggles. Everything's checking out back there. Fuel tank, I can't check anything. ABS module, can't check anything. ECU, apparently I can't check, but I did scan it, so, you know, it's exhaust. So we'll look at that while we're here as well. You know, while it's on the floor. Okay. Do we now have a report? There we go. There's still a lot of stuff not discovered. My word. Your car is probably not worth the repair. So, let's continue with our VHC. Let's lift it up. Can I inspect? I've already done the full suspension. So, do I just start stripping stuff apart? I'm guessing, because a lot of it could be in the engine that's actually failed. Let's have a quick look underneath. Again, I honestly think if you had a lift that was that quick, it would be terrifying. Okay, got a nice new oil filter on it. What's that? Is that a drive shaft? I want to go to Inspector Gadget mode. There we go, let's have a look from the underside. Okay, there's some more problems. So you can see some stuff from the underside that you can't see from the top. We've checked the exhaust. Let's check the rest of the rear suspension. There we go. More problems. Oh dear, it's not looking good for the moon. Is that it? That's all it's letting me sort of search. Right, let's start pulling it apart. Where do we start? It's got a big engine job on it. It's got some wheel bearings on it. Let's sort the engine out, and then we can hopefully take it for a drive and figure out what's up with the rest of it. Right. I'm making amateur mistakes here. We've got to pull the engine quite a bit apart, so what we'll do is we'll start draining it of fluids. There we go. So that's fluids off. Yeah, I'm just getting me practicing for it, so shh, don't tell anyone. While we're here, because it's got that sort of damage, we're going to take the oil filter off as well. Okay. I think, in all honesty, I may have to take coolant out of it as well, but for now, let's move the equipment and again put it back in its place. Wrong. there's no air filter on it either. Is that what it's... Is that possibly what it's saying? Because look, there's the throttle body. There's no air filter on it. Ooh, interesting. Right. We didn't get told which piston or which cylinders were failed. So we're just going to start pulling it apart and see what happens. If I remember rightly, it's all spark plugs that need doing anyway, so take the coils out. It's the wrong noise as well. These are all knackered. Some sort of nerd. Hello, Mr. Power. Right, engine cover. What do you mean you're doing it in the sort of order you'd expect to be doing it in? Oh, look at that camshaft. What do you think you are, an EP6 engine? That is Roy Rogered. Let's get rid of these spark plugs as well, make sure we can do the most damage by dropping bits into the cylinder. Right, what do we need to do to get this camshaft out? We've got to take all the belts off by the looks of it, so let's come around this side. Oh, there's a lot of stuff down the bottom that needs to come off as well. Someone's put a tyre in the way. This is quite realistic, you can't ever see what you're doing. Right, let's take this out. Oh, sorry, I've left this wobbly belt on there. It didn't, let me take the bolt out. Oh yes, is this going to be another one of those magic timing covers? Oh no, built better than the Volvo, Adam. Look, this Mitsubishi Eclipse rip-off, it's actually got the world's longest bolts. They're like an M16 or something holding the timing cover on. Yep. Yep, don't take anything off, just struggle your way through it. Cut your hands to ribbon. I mean, this is what I'm doing here. I've not taken anything off to try and get access to it. Oh, it's got another Bluetooth crank bolt. Sorry, cam bolt holding it in there. Oh, can't see a damn thing. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah. And you may think, I'd never get my face that close to an engine when you're working on them. Oh, you would. What the hell? Take this out. Can I take the belt off? Yes. Good. Good.
Yes.
Yes. Right. Cam gear, off you come. Look, it uses the same bolt to hold the cam sprocket, so it's not a Bluetooth one. It's got a cam sprocket bolt the same size as what was holding the timing cover on. Madness. Right, camshaft gear. Do I need... Is this... Because there was only one sprocket, I'm guessing there's going to be some sort of timing at this end as well, like a... Oh my word. Yeah, look, it's geared at the back here. So that's going to have to come off as well. Nice. Oh, and that's had it. It's a good job that we came back here. Everything just whoosh, slides out. Right, while we're here, we'll take this off because... No, chain has to come off first, of course. How silly of me. Nice. Nice. Right, now the head, the cam shaft can come out. So we've got 8, so let's start here. There. Okay, get rid of that cap. Let's do this one. That one. Even though for its whole life it's sat in an oil bath, it don't want to come out, so we've got to give it some lube. Questionable. There we go. over to this side. I mean, in the ideal world, you'd do it like a quarter of a turn at a time until the camshaft actually wasn't being pushed on to the springs. So you don't snap. It's very rare that you actually snap a camshaft in half, but there is that possibility. Right, camshaft out. Done. I've just remembered we're actually taking the head off this thing, so the other camshaft needs to come out as well. Okay, let's start with this cap then. Okay. There's my air ratchet when you need it. Boom. Oh. That's exactly what you need to do, Bradley. I mean, this game will give you tips in your working life to make it a lot quicker and easier for you to work on cars. Just done, all over the head. And this is another thing that I think is incorrect. So I want to take the cylinder head off, but it's telling me I've got to take the inlet manifold off. To take the inlet manifold off, I've got to take the throttle body off. Now, that's a V6 throttle body. That ain't gonna help. It's only 4 cylinders, lad. What would happen, and the turbocharger isn't mounted up, that's why the thing doesn't start. We need to finish this project for it. So, in the real world, let's be honest, what would happen is, look, this intake manifold is free from everything over here. So what would happen is you'd undo those 4 bolts on the exhaust manifold, so you'd leave the turbo in place, and then undo the cylinder head, and off it came. So I'm going to have to deduct points there. So I don't think that's quite realistic. Right, let's take this V6 throttle body off. I can see one bolt that's going to be a pain in the backside, which is going to be this one. So remember, Bradley, if it's stuck, that's all you need to do. Bit of WD-40 all over the bolt head. Right, okay. Now the inlet manifold. Brad does hold the record for cam carry. Oh, man! Alright, argue amongst yourselves. It's telling me that the injectors need to come out before you take the cylinder head off. So idler roller does apparently need to come out, so we'll give that a squirt. What do you think? Do you have to take the injectors off to take a cylinder head out? Do you buggery, basically. Right. And again, this is wrong. Need to undo those 4 bolts and it comes out. Not, I suppose. It's making me do that anyway. May as well remove the seats this way. You're not making bonus, are you? There was no V-band clamp holding that turbo in. Right. Oh, why are we taking the manifold off? We're just making more work for ourselves. Hell, if it was German. Look, there is nothing now on that cylinder head apart from the injectors, and it's making me take them out. Wrong. Because now they're direct injection injectors as well, by the looks of it. So we've got to replace the Teflon seals. What an absolute... The cylinder head wasn't even bolted in! Sorry, that's tickled me far too much! Yes, all of the bolts are going into one big bucket. I can't believe that. After all that work, the only thing that's holding the cylinder head on is the turbo in the inlet manifold. The injectors must be holding it in as well. Oh dear.
Cheese.
Nice. Right. Piston... I'm guessing these 2 are the ones that are mullered. Also, what the hell is going on with that firing. Ah, did it say the crankshaft had it as well? Camshaft. Spark plug spark. Parts not discovered. We're going to be pulling this apart because anyone out there, tell me what's wrong with that image. I'm going to go refill my beverage. No gasket. Pistons have become non-corporational. So, in a 4-cylinder, the outer 2 pistons and the inner 2 pistons... Sorry, the outer 2 pistons work together and the inner 2 pistons work together because of the way the crankshaft has been designed. That is showing me that the piston here, which we'll call number 4 in the conventional sense... Is that an RAC battery? No, it works, mate. The piston here in the conventional... in that sort of configuration, piston number 4 is almost at the top, which means that piston number 1 should also almost be at the top as well. So either the cod rod has completely fallen off this, or we've got bent crankshaft, or the crankshaft just bust. Either way, this whole engine is mullered. So how can we take these out? Not like that. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go underneath now, aren't we? And start taking the bottom end of the engine apart. I still can't believe there was no... Where's my bucket of bolts? They must all be conveniently going on the floor or into a magnetic tray. Right. I need a haircut. Let's go underneath then. We're going to have to take the sump off. Oil pan. Sump. 4 bolts. 4 bolts. Okay, if you say so. There we go, right. Stop highlighting stuff. Okay, the crankshaft has to be broken. Because this one and this one should be in the same place, and this one should be in the same place. So our crankshaft is completely done. Oh, which means that the gearbox is going to have to come out because we're going to have to take the flywheel off and all of that stuff. Right, let's pull the pistons out to start with. So at least that's there we go. Can I knock that up with a hammer? Accessible from the engine bay. Can I get any closer? Gee whiz. Right, let's take all of these off. I love as well. Again, spends its whole life sat in an oil bath, but these main bearings are rusty. I've seen a crankshaft. I've seen a camshaft rusty. The old EP6s. They were bad, but we're doing a full engine rebuild. There's also something missing. I don't know if anyone else has spotted it, because there's usually something in the way whenever you're doing that type of job underneath. Right, back down. Also, there was no specks of oil dripping onto the camera the whole time that you're underneath it, just getting covered in crap. We do have a calendar. Oil pump, oil strainer, good lad. Look at that. It's an out-of-date one. It doesn't have a woman with the bits and bobs out. Right, back to the top. We must have some chronic lockout on our legs if we're leaning over like this. Right, that comes 73% on that one. Let's take this one out. 2%. So it's got a hole blown in it by the sounds of it. And then this one. Okay, chain. So it's still got a load of bits that's not discovered as wrong with this vehicle. Oh, what is that? I thought that was corrosion in the pistons then. But sorry, in the cylinders. Right. Well, the crankshaft's got to come out, which means that the gearbox has got to come out, which means that both the wheels have got to come off. And now we get to use the world's weakest air gun. 5 stud because race car. So we'll just give that one a. Making. Why is it making you sad, Nick? Is it the fact that there's so much wrong with this, but it's still quite entertaining at the same time?
Yes.
Yes. Right. World's weakest air gun. There we go. Also, again, like M17s holding the wheel on. Right. Take the drive shaft nut out with what sounded like a quarter drive ratchet. So the wheel bearing's got in there as well, because you can see by the rust. But we'll deal with that as we put the thing back together. So that was the drive shaft out of that side. Is that a torque tube or an extension tube for that? Front drive shaft. So that one does need to come out as well. What do you mean I can't? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, you got to take the other side out first. That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. Right, up comes this wheel then. Let's give that sugar. Let's get in there with the old DW40, DW04. I think we need to turn the air compressor up a little bit. Get the air gun moving a bit faster. I don't know why he's using an air gun, because look how quickly this bolt comes out with what sounds like a quarter drive ratchet. Don't need an air gun, mate, with you got fingers moving that quickly. One solid drive shaft, pretty much. Right. Right, now she's out. Good. So, start accessible from the engine bay. It's accessible from the underside. Look, I can see it. That you can't be more accessible than being on the underside. Right, yo-yo ramp. Efficiency's going in the bin on this job. Okay. One of the bolts is underneath. You make no sense. Up you go. Right. Back on with the gearbox. This must be a Volvo gearbox. It's got only a handful of bolts on it. There we go. Drop that on your toe. Clutch release bearing. Clutch pressure plate. Again, another one of these Volvo clutches. Maybe that changes when you get something like a V8, because, oh, it's got another literal poo on the clutch disc and on the flywheel. Bluetooth flywheel, apparently. Right, crankshaft. Right, what's holding the crankshaft in then? Of course, it's the main bearings. No gearbox oil either, exactly. It's all stored in the solid drive shaft. Right. Crankshaft bearing caps have had it. There you go, that thing that's lived in oil all of its life needs some WD-40 sprayed over the head of it to get it out. Crankshaft bearing cap. What do you think? Is it going to drop on my face? No? Okay. Not entirely sure how that came out. Hello? Oh. I must be able to pop my eyeball out or something. Right. That is the crankshaft out. Better go ahead and start replacing some stuff then, hadn't we? Do we do one big bag of nuts and bolts and do all of the suspension work at the same time? Perfectly square engine block. To be fair, the only way that you'd be able to get those gaskets to seal using 4 bolts is to have it at a perfect right angle. Okay. As the Haynes manual states, refitting is the reversal of the removal. Something along those lines. Let's get some parts ordered. So, crank. Oh, in fact, we're going to need one of these, aren't we? So we'll have a clutch, we'll have a pressure plate, we'll have a release bearing, we'll fit all the new stuff. Crank. All of these cranks make no sense. Inline 4, inline 40. Did we just take that crank out for no reason? 60. Ah! I put too much faith into the game. Oh no. The bearing caps have had it, mind. Is there a tuning shop? Is there a crank? Right, it's getting the same crank back in then. Rod cap, good. We did discover some bits that were wrong. Right, crankshaft is going back in. We took it out, we inspected it, we saw that it was 66%, and that's what it's having, but we do need crankshaft bearing caps. Crank. And it's a good job that they all work together. So it doesn't matter. Just order 4 of them and that'll be fine. I've just realised there's only 3. Not entirely sure. What did these... Was the Pinto? Was this a 3 bearing crank? And they had to upgrade it when they started adding power to it. There we go, right. Piston conrod needs to come in from above. That means that we need to move on to the gearbox and flywheel. Right, flywheel needed doing because that was rogered as well, wasn't it? Fly. 500 for a flywheel? How rogered was it? 14, yeah, it's got to have a new one. It's got to have a new one. It's pretty fly for a white guy. Do we get to bolt this one in? No, it's just held in on good faith. New clutch. Do that. Oh, we get to bolt this bit in. Good job we're going to bolt this pressure plate to the flywheel. I don't want the pressure plate coming off. I'm not so worried about the flywheel flying off. There we go. Bang the gearbox back in. Sick. Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Let's do the cardinal sin and tighten up all the bolts on one side first. Right, was the drive shaft in good health? Front drive shaft? No. Okay, so it needs one of those as well then. Tablet. Drive. It was like 2 female cups, wasn't it? There we go, front drive shaft, there we go. Have one of those thrown in. Boom. do realise that I have moved away from sorting the engine out. And I thought, while we're under here, I don't want to do the tyre. While we're under here, we may as well put the drive shafts back in. There we go, 67% on that one. Bolt it up from some weird angles. Click. Right. Do the sway bar or anti-roll bar, as it's more commonly known, a little bit later on. We need some pistons. Orders. Piston with comrod. There's 2, so we need 2 of them. A piston is considerably cheaper, about 5 times cheaper than the flywheel was. Back to the engine. Oh, I don't want to remove it, I want to fit stuff. Right, piston with conrod. Oh, I didn't buy new piston rings. Oh well. 73%. 73%'s fine. As long as they don't snap going in, you'll be alright. There we go. Right, pistons are in. Do we bolt the head down? I mean, there's no gasket. I say bolt the head down. Do we just lay the head on gently? I mean, we're here, aren't we? Let's lay the head on gently. 66%. There we go. Intake manifold. This. Nice. Throttle body. I still don't get why there's a V6 throttle body on there, but okay. Question it too much. How? Also, why is it threaded all the way through the body and not just in the inlet manifold? Because you winding it all the way down. You know what you haven't fitted back in, mate? Because it didn't give me the prompt for it. The injectors. Luckily, we can struggle and do them from underneath. How? Query me this. How are you getting that injector in there? I mean, I can do some fancy stuff. I mean, we can all do some fancy stuff as a tech. But how are you getting the injectors in that hole? Because race car. Okay, right, starter mode can go back on while we're here. Bolt that up in pieces. I don't have an oil filter for it yet. Okay, let's bolt the exhaust manifold back on. There's a manifold. Back to this side. And then wham the turbo back on. I'm guessing we've got to plumb that turbo in because it isn't actually connected to the throttle body. Okay, camshaft. Let's put the inlet cam on first. Clearly doesn't matter which is which. Bearing caps, were they okay? 74%, yeah, they're fine. Not even bothered to tighten the pistons in yet, or the rods in yet. Just building up the top of this engine, because we know it'll be fine. Right, now we need a camshaft. Inline 4B, wasn't it? Yep, 250 quid. Jeez, whiz, this car's going to bankrupt me. Doesn't matter that these wear, you know, together or anything. We're just bolting it down. Oh, hello, over here. Okay. Yeah, let's put the head cover back on. So, the head cover has 4 more bolts to it than the sump. Oh, sugar, did I not buy new spark plugs? To be fair, that was 80%. It's fine. Spark plug's fine. Yeah, you can have the 80% ones back in. I've not made the money. 70%, yeah, that's fine. 74% again, fine. Ignition coil. I think there's one of these that's had it. 100%. Keep going. 82. 76. Yeah, if there's going to be a misfire, it'll be there. Right. Before we look at plumbing any of this other stuff in, let's go back underneath. This car is the colour of
cheese.
There we go. Stupid things. Right, let's add parts. Rod cap, yep. Oh, we need new rod caps. Okay, get on the tablet. Cap. Cap. Rod cap, there we go. All the same.
Cheese. Yes.
Because it's stupid, Bradley, that's why. You got to do something to make yourself smile, haven't you? These cap bolts are longer than like the crank bolts and everything was. Keep going. We will get this thing running. Nice. Let's put some pan back on with its mighty 4 bolts holding it in place. Oh, we need an oil filter as well. There we go. Yeah, there was a lot that I could have made into clips that I was running out of time when I figured out how to actually do it.
Yes.
Right, new oil filter on to catch all that nice shiny metal as it blows itself through the engine. So that's everything that we can do to get it running from the underside. Oil. While that's having a drink, I'm also going to have Right, oil has been put in. Engine is back together, apart from the timing belt. I need to put all the timing gear back on. Honestly, used to be a technician. Cam gear A, that was one thing we needed. Oh, I can buy. Can't. No, body shop, no. Cam gear A. That one. Buy part. There's another one that I need as well, but I'll figure that out when I get to it. Gear A. Use the same bolt. Don't worry about that. Timing chain. What condition was that in? 12%. We're having a new one of them. Never heard of timing chains going wrong. Perfect bit of engineering, especially when you use them between two camshafts. Cam gear B, that was the other one that we needed. Cam gear B, cam gear B. Bipod. Oh, I didn't necessarily need it. It was on 69%. Bums. Oh well. Send it anyway. Yeah, trying to figure out what to make into sound clips. You come across some things that apparently are very niche in your own head. Yeah, that would be really good, but I don't think there's anyone out there who would understand it, so I won't use that as a sound reference or as a sound clip. 7%, I can go how long that bolt was. Nice. What was the cam belt like? 75%, putting that back on. Belt tensioner, 71%, putting that back on as well. Not made of money. Wheels motion. Held down timing cover. Look how long these bolts are at the bottom. Where's the copper grease? All over your hand, your face, anywhere that you don't think you've got copper grease, you actually have it. Right, roll that, keep going. So that is it. We didn't even need to time it up, that's how good we are. So, what we could do now, go back to this, is we could do a compression test on it. That looks a lot more healthier. 100% compression on that, on them two that we've fixed. Good stuff. So that's fixed that. Now we need to try and get this thing running, so we need pipe work. Okay, so turbocharger to intercooler to inlet. I think that's the way it's going to have to go. Okay, I'm going to guess this is going to be a tuning shop. Turbo. Exhaust manifold. No. Turbocharger. Line 4. I don't think that's getting picked up. There we go. Simon, do you want to play a game of Call of Duty? Okay, they've got cheaper turbo bits, that's fine. This is all he's getting, so in pipes, probably. How can we... Front section, this is all exhaust pipe. Rim muffler. Blow-off valve. Cat, coils, crank, engine block. Head covered manifolds. Manifold. Exhaust pipe. Front exhaust section. Sway bar. Intake manifold. I think one of the exhausts was named turbo exit. Probably. Middle muffler, oil pan. Muffler. Do we not have to worry about the pipework? Do we not have to worry that it isn't plumbed in? Let's put the wheel on. Let's put it back outside and see if it will start. That is talkable. I mean, to be fair, the air gun sounds weak enough that they'll just fall off anyway. We do the cardinal sin and just tighten up one side first. Oh yeah, so it's really wonky. So down. Move car. Let's see if it will now do something. So press it once. Oh yes. Yeah, resistance on the air gun all the way until it's home. Right, we can actually drive this now. Look at this. I have my own personal test track. I can't actually set the wheel up for this either. I don't know how this is working without the pipework. I'm guessing we don't need to worry too much about that. But we have our own personal test track where we can put the car through its paces and get a readout. I mean, again, as a master technician, this is the sort of thing that goes through your head every time that you drive a vehicle. You're sort of listening for little squeaks, little sounds, bumps, rattles, feeling for what the car's doing underneath your bum so you can get an idea of, you know, oh, that side's a little bit off, this side's working alright. So we'll take it for a little test drive. I can only use keyboard input, so it's going to be sketchy. Oh yeah. Oh, she's got power back. Whoa. Standard road test. There we go. And then like Gran Turismo's braking test. There we go. I'm just in despair, but you have a test track. It's the way of the world. So now, using all of the feedback that we got from that road test, we can now feel what's going on underneath that car. Priorities, mate. So we can now see all of these rubber bushings have had it. Clutch is good, but all of these rubber bushings have had it. The wheel bearings are gone. I mean, to be fair, I didn't hear a wheel bearing, but okay. So that now means that we should have all. Oh, there we go. The road test, and again, I can't fault it for this. The road test lets you identify what's wrong with the car. Brilliant. It's milk brilliant.
Yes.
Ah, dear. So, it needs a wheel bearing and a shed load of rubber bushings. Let's get it back in the lift. Oh, where's my non-booze gone? Right. Right, up you go. Kick the legs under. I like it. They do the real world thing though. They've got it under the car, then they lift it up a little bit, do a safety check on it. You know, just give it a little wobble, make sure it isn't going to go anywhere. We're going for the full send because we need to take these front wheels off again. That resistance all the way to the end. and it said both both wheel bearings, which I believe are going to be at the front. I think we spotted one earlier, so I'm going to take that one out. And look, you can see, look at the corrosion inside there. This is another thing you need to learn as a master technician, is to be able to spot the corrosion on components, and that's clearly what's wrong with the vehicle. Also, I don't care what anybody says, wheel bearings are one of the easiest things to fit, because look, you just push it out. It just comes straight out, mate. Don't know what you're worried about. Ooh. Right, 12 credits for a wheel bearing. We're going to have 2 of them. And just as difficult as it was to get out, it's just as difficult to get back in. Oh, and it's done. Bish bash bosh. Dealerships want hours for that job. Put the wheel back on. There we go. Well, supposed to do it in a star pattern, but we're going all the way around. Right, that's one wheel bearing done. To the other side. Easy. Take the axle out, or a drive shaft as it's properly called. And look, again, master technician can spot the corroded part and just whistle it out. In goes new wheel bearing. Bish bash bosh. We'll put the axle in over my head. Done. Wheel back on. Robert's your mother's brother. Easy peasy. Lemon squeeze. Right. Sway bar. That was the other thing that we needed to do, wasn't it? So let's have a look at the suspension. Sway. Oh, what do you mean? What have I got to take it off? I've got to take off the anti-roll bar link, haven't I? Oh, he's going to make me take the whip. Oh, right. That's, again, another point against the realism. We have to take this drop link off here. Here. Okay? So to take this drop link off, it's telling me I've got to take the wheel off. Why? Why? I've just put them back on, but look, the bolts, the nuts there. Not realistic. Right. I'll do this using the force. It is made of force, so we'll take the wheel off. Using the force as we go through. She comes. Now we can take that off. Makes no sense. I don't need to take the top nut off, but you're making me do it anyway. Put some DW04 on there. To make room for the Ooga Dooga. Alright, that's that side off. To the other side. Same again. Don't know why I need to take both ends off, but hey, it's your game. Also, there should be some rubber mounts in the middle of there. If you're going to make me take the wheel off to undo them, make me take the rubber D mounts off as well. But okay, sway bar they call it, don't they? Sway. From sway bar. Yeah, we'll send it. I think it's that one. I've spent so much money on this car. I've got to figure out where the rubber bushes are that need doing as well. I'll leave the front wheels off because you know what will happen. Put this back on. Tighten that on. There you go. One quick flick with the ratchet. That's all it needs. Right. Car status. Rear sway bar needs doing. Let's highlight where these bushes are because I don't know which ones. going. So, oh dear, that's all of them by the looks of it. So, that one, that one, that one, that one. Can we rubber bush it? Remove. Oh, we can't. We can at least get to that without messing about. Bush. Bush. Lovely cane bush. Rubber bushing. We're going to need at least 4 for the front, and I think 4 for the rear, so we'll just buy 8. That one fit that one. Fit the new rubber bush. It's going to handle like a dream now. Go to this one. Remove that rubber bush. Fit it back in. Look at this for efficiency. Is that an engine rebuild? And now we're getting these bushes done in next to no time. There we go, just cover the head of that engine. W40. That she comes, let's put the new one in. Oh, you twonk. So awkward to try and get to some of these. There we go. Removal. No, not cross member. The bush. The bush. Pop out. Oh yes, right. Front ones are done. Quick time to the rear. Rubber bush. Out. Now, anyone who's actually taken a rubber bush out before, how difficult are they to remove? This is extremely realistic. Let's get the can of blue spray, and it comes straight out. Depends on the tool. Ever taken the rear bush out on a Ford with the trailing arms at the back? Done, and then it's, I think it's these trailing arm bushes here. Yes. Yeah, so like this one on a Ford. Trying to remove this is well, removing it's not too bad, I say. It's a nightmare, but trying to get the new one in there. Okay, parts, rubber bushings, 2 of 5. Sell all these old bits and bobs as well. Oh, back at the rear, back at the front even. Take it out. New one in. Bolt in. Rear sway bar, and we're done. Oh, sugar lumps. That looks like it's going to be labour intensive. Right, so this is sway bar link's got to come off. What? I've got to take the wheel off. Why? Why do you have to take the wheel off? Look, the bolt's facing inwards. I can see it from underneath. You don't need to take the ruddy wheel off. Right, okay, let's do it. Since you're making me do it, let's do it. Which means that the other side's going to have to come off as well. Let's do this one back to front. If I can take this wheel off while I'm not looking at it, I'm sure I can take that sway bar link off. Or drop link off. Oh. Didn't need to take the wheel off, did we? Not bitter at all. Let's... ta-da! Now, look here, this D bush, that should have a clamp going over it. And we'd have to remove that. Clearly, that's not there. Tablet. Sway. Oh, spell it correctly, mate. Sway bar. Rear sway bar. A. A? Bolt this back on. Still don't understand why the wheel had to come off. Put the sports tyre back on. There we go. Torque to perfection. Over to the other side. This wheel went on. Take it out for another test drive, I think, just to make sure that everything is all hunky-dory. Because there is a handbrake button, and we have to test that out, don't we?
Yes.
Finish order. Not before we take it out on a road test. Move the car. Hey. Didn't even need to bring it down off the ramp. Let's get in. Let's go back to the test track. Let's see how everything's holding up.
Yes.
Oh, she handles like a beaut now. Give it the old handbrake then. Oh yeah, back end into the corner stand, not the front. Your car is ready, sir.
Cheese.
Look at this, look at all this 100. Oh, look at that. Absolute perfection. Get it out of my workshop. Finish your order. Car is incomplete. The right side mirror is missing from the car. Oh, we took the door off, didn't we? Come on. Assemble mode. There we go. Now. Do apologise, just trying to put that on eBay. Car status. Finish, get it out of it. 4,500. Boom, we're up a level as well. Yes. Yes. What's that? I think I can fix it. Reach level 5. That means, look, we go to the toolbox now. Skill points! Skill points. So you can make your spanner go faster. You can make your removing stuff off the car quicker and all that sort of stuff. Really, the one that you want is to undo stuff faster. So that's the one that we're going to unlock. We'll spend the skill points at. Cost 3 points to go to 25%. Oh well, we're a little bit faster at least. And at level 10, you get the ability. Oh, toolbox! You get the ability to go to barn finds and renovate and restore your own cars. Okay, fix the suspension on a VW. Other tasks. Oh, the VW's gone. Okay. Do the Volvo again. No. We'll do another story one. I think that took us about an hour to do the moon, not the mirage. Mirage, the eclipse. Good morning. Would you be able to help me? It's my first car. It might not be a perfect car, but it's mine. I've always dreamed about one like this. I've finally managed to save some cash and started looking immediately.
Yes.
It seems that I might have gotten a bit carried away. I heard this doesn't bode well. The salesman said the brakes need to be repaired. The rest is in perfect condition. This morning I heard a banging in the back. Dirty boy. And it pulls to the right. I hope it's nothing serious. Can I borrow some... I'll borrow some cash if necessary. I hope it's just the brakes. I cannot wait to hit the road again. If so, could you do a check-up? So, fix body parts, change oil, as well as other tasks. Ooh, go on then. Go on then. We'll take that offer. Wow, look at this. It's a Camaro? Camaro? I think it's a Camaro rip-off, isn't it? Yes. It say dodgy. I thought it said dodgy on the reg plate. Shall we see if we can take this one for a drive? Straight off the bat. Car engine. Brought me another one. There's no oil. Get me out of the car. So you brought me a car with no oil. Excellent. Right, chuck it on the lift. What a motor! Whoa, what a motor. Parts not discovered, so there's a shed load of stuff wrong with this. Change the oil, other tasks, refill washer fluid. Right, we can do that, then we'll try and take it for a drive. Wow! Oof. That's your first car. That's your first car. Let's do the easy one to start with. Hell of a first car. Shall we plug the old diagnostic tool in? Yeah, let's do what every technician does first off the bat. I think I need another refreshment. Oh no. Back with the keyboard. Pluggies, coils, only 4 and 3 coils, 5 plugs, 3 coils. Okay, we're gonna go super cheap on this one. We're already gonna do what is necessary to get this thing going. While we're here, I need to put some oil in it. Do we need to change the filter? Where is the filter on this? Oh, it's down there. Oh yeah, that looks awful. We'll change the filter. RF Goodwind. Performance. Okay. There it is. Let's just make sure. Oh, it's. What do you mean it had no oil in it? It was brand new. Examination mode. We want to remove the oil filter. The V8. Get on the old tablet. There we go. We've got to order the V8 oil filter. That one. Don't want to put an inline 4 on there. Clearly wouldn't work. Also, I don't like how you haven't pre-charged that. But that's the thing you find. It's a 50-50 split throughout any workshop. People who charge an oil filter before they put it in, as in, you know, load it up with oil. It always seems to be very 50-50. The amount of people that do it and the amount of people that don't. It's down. There we go. The same oil in every vehicle, because again, oil's oil. This is a V8, so it's going to take a considerable amount, but there we go. So now we have oil in it. We can do more diagnostic tests now. We can do a compression test. Straight off the bat. Oh, there's a camshaft. Really bad. Camshaft V8. Oh, there's only the one and it's in the centre. Started up full throttle. That'll get it going there. That'll get it going through it quickly. So the camshaft's at it. And because it's a V8, the camshaft's sat right in the middle. Which means all of this has to come apart. Well, while it's turning over, let's do a fuel pressure check. One of the fuel rails has had it as well. Okay. Fuel rail distribution. I'm guessing it's this one on the right that's got rust on it. Again, that's the Master Technician Vision. Just look at the rust on that. Bum. We can't take it for a drive just yet then. We need brake pads as well as some other stuff that hopefully we'll pick up on a road test. Let's get it running. It didn't say which side. Let's take the coil cover off. Did it say which side has the dodgy plugs? 74, 75, 11. Right, that's one of the dodgy ones. Let's get rid of that. 73. Okay, 13. We'll get rid of that as well. It's a good job that all ignition coils are exactly the same. That means I can just go and order some. In fact, let me get rid of some of this inventory. Anything below 50%, sell it. There we go. So I do have two 70% coils. Coil. Do we be cheap? Should we cheap out on this one? Coil oil. That's not one on coil. Do we be cheap and use the one or the two coil packs that we actually have already? I'm thinking yes. We've got a name out there now. We're doing all right. We can cheap out a little. Oh, there's some plugs that are dodgy on this as well, isn't there? Which plugs are they? I'll have to take all the coils out. I think we're going to have to take quite a lot out to be able to get to the camshaft anyway. So 80%, 5, 5, 70. How many plugs was it? Cheap. So spark plugs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spark plugs for the valence tablet. Spark plug. need for this then. Let's try and get this inlet manifold off. Whoop. Yeah, it's running so poorly. It's destroying the spark plugs. Right, so that was the dodgy one. This is the good one. How much is a fuel rail? I can't imagine that being cheap. Car parts. Fuel rail DI is the one that we're looking for. Fuel rail 300. Jiminy Jillikers. Well, we need one. I'll take this off at the back. Look at the position of that. You can sort of see the body being ghosted over it. That would be a nightmare to remove in real life. Luckily it was as easy as that. Where's the valley gasket? I able to see the camshaft. Oh, right. Okay, we've got to go deeper. We must go deeper. Start on one side. Let's start on this side. Take the cover off. Oh, get the WD out. Oh, my refreshment. Square paws. There should be, like, the camshaft visible at the bottom of that valley as well, and it's clearly not. Oh, this... Oh, hang on. This is dual overhead. This isn't push rod. That's why... Right, okay. That's why there's... I've taken the inlet off for no reason. Honestly, used to be a master technician. To be fair, never had V8s at the place that I used to work. Good job there's no gaskets that I need to replace though, I can just bolt it all back together. You can hear that bucket of bits getting filled up more. Put that there. So there's my dodgy camshaft, which means that I've got to take the timing cover off and everything, but I shouldn't need to touch that side. It should just be... Take the... Oh, I've added camshaft to the list. Okay, it should just be remove everything off the front, remove that cam gear, timing belt, timing cover, timing cover. Oh, stop pressing buttons, Andy. Timing button. Right, serpentine belt. So I've got to start with the idler roller. Yeah, if it's a push rod engine, the cam typically at the bottom with the push rods going up the side of the V. I thought it was that style of V8, but it's not. It's a more modern, it's a dual overhead cam V8. How many pulleys? Again, I would honestly be questioning if you needed to remove all of the pulleys once you've got the belt off. Do not bend. I missed what the PK rating of the belt was then. Also, why is there green spooge all over it? More needs to come off. All of these need to come off. Jiminy Jillikers. Sure why, but water pull, which means water pulley needs to come off. One of the very first cam belts I ever did was on a 1.7 Ford Puma, and I'd taken the auxiliary belt off, but the auxiliary belt drove the water pump, and the water pump pulley had 4 bolts on it, and you needed to take that off to be able to get to the bolts behind it, and I just couldn't figure out why I couldn't get these bolts out. One, it kept just turning the water pump, but I couldn't figure out a way of holding the water pump to be able to then remove the bolts. It was then when somebody said, well, why don't you just put the belt back on and let the tension of the bolt do it, and undo the bolts, well, nip the bolts off. So, oh, I didn't drain the dang fluid. Proper clinker buried that. Nope, I don't know where I sprayed that from, but okay. Thankfully it's the belt on the right, so don't need to mess around with anything on the left. In fact, the style of Puma, it was a 1.7 Puma, it was exactly the same as the one used in this.
Swing the wheel, pull the handbrake, get the clutch, and power out of it. Swing the wheel, pull the handbrake, get...
Oh. Should have only played once, but apparently I tried to play twice. 1.7 Puma. Alright, let's get this camshaft out of here. Wow, there's nothing holding that camshaft in. Right, okay. If that's the way that it works. Camshaft V8. Nice and generic. Let's get one of them ordered up. Yes, you did have a racing Puma. And I bet you're gutted that you got rid of that. You'd almost been able to retire. Wounded, yeah. It's the thing though, at the time you don't think about it, do you? No bolt or anything. This is the timing belt needs doing. What's the condition of this other one? Got a racing. It's not a combo, mate, though, is it? I want to take this timing belt off as well, just have a look at that. Both the timing belts need doing. Okay, tablet. Timing belt, V8. There we go, 2 of those. What are they going for now? The racing Pumas. Because I think it was a UK only thing as well, the racing Puma. Let's do the spot while we're here as well. Ah. Let's put this back together. Yes. Just thinking, do I need to check anything to make sure that I don't need to go any deeper on the engine? Fuel rail, no. Spark plugs, camshaft. Nothing else has been discovered. I'm going to assume that the other things that we haven't discovered are suspension related. Fit these back in any order, apparently. Water pump back in. 100 rollers. I do have to say I'm quite glad that they don't make you like loop the belt round, because that'd be useless. Work all around the clock. The engine cover back on. Cleaning everything up. We're not worried about pulling it down in an awkward angle, we're just going to send it to the bottom. Done. Intake manifold. Didn't need to take this off in the end, but hey ho. Oh, no bolts holding it in. The fuel rails just must hold that in. We'll put the 80% one in there, because that's where it came from. Because I'm guessing there should have been some sort of programming needed for those. Go back to removal, because we've got some spark plugs over here that we need to sort out. Cover back on. Go on, we need to take this thing out for a rip. Other things that's missing from this game, the inevitable spray of fuel as you take off any sort of pipe or fuel connection. Coolant reservoir's looking a bit empty. Should probably look at filling that up. I did pull the water pump off, didn't I? That'd be why. There you go, keep going to the top, don't need to bleed it. Done. So, camshaft, fuel rail, ignition coils, of course. Again, honestly used to be a technician. Yep. Just send it. Just put them in. Keep going. Oh, the covers as well. Of course, the vanity plates. They just clip in, apparently. They're not going to rattle out. So, brake pads, we can ignore that for the moment. Ignition coils. They should be done. Oh, did I put bad ignition coils back in? You clown. So, 100, 78, 75, 74. Don't make me put all new. 72, 73, 73, 73. Repair with parts, minimum of 76. Oh, you swine. 73, 73, 73. 72. $75, that should be fine. 78, right. Oh, you're making me spend more money. Coil. Coil? I think it was 5. Put back on. Ta-da! Oh. More coils, come on. Let's see if it'll run. Covers. What do you mean there's one coil? Oh, it's the one that was 75, right. So it has to be above 75, it can't be 75 on the dot. Oh, it's 76, that's why. Dope. Spend money to make money, I suppose. Put the cover back on. Boom. Right, that should be everything to get it running. Move the car outside. Let's give it a rip. Ah, what belt tensioner? Get me out of this car. Oh, that one. Oh no, that's there. Belt tensioner. Where did that live? Ah, got ya. That could have been bad. Good job they didn't let me start it. Right, shut that. Come inside. Drive the car. Test track. Yes, my own private test track. Here we go. Listen to that V8 motor. Keyboard lads, it's an experience. Whew! Oh, I almost shook the rear end apart apparently. Leaf spring, rubber bushing, rubber bushing, rubber bushing. Solid axle, brake pads. Right, get it back in. Let's get this done, and we'll take it for a rip round the test track and then call it an evening. Go on, all the way up.
Yes. Cheese.
Oh dear, silly things. Brake pads, we know where they are. Leaf springs, let's make sure we get the right ones. The rubber bushes as well. Oh, there's still stuff that we've not discovered on this vehicle. Okay, off comes the wheels. Nice. So I'm guessing it's the front and rear brake pads. There we go.
Cheese.
Oh, I haven't bought. I need to buy some brake pads. Tablet. Pads. We'll take 4 because they're sold as a pair. Instead of an axle, they're sold as a pair, which isn't, again, to the realistic standards of which this game should be. New pads, new caliper. This is the other thing that I spotted earlier on as well that I thought was quite odd. So to refit the caliper, you have to select the caliper as well as the cylinder, which means that you've taken the piston out of the caliper, which means that you're going to have to put a new seal set in it. no idea. I was on the phone to Bobby 2020.
cheese,
Exactly. Right. I'm not putting anything back on yet because we may need to take the wheels off to do something else. Ah, 20. How much? Thought that's what we were talking about. Was Bobby 2020 having a quick service? Yeah. Whack the pads back in. Boom. Rears. Oh. Yeah.
After 10,000 miles, you find the clutch sticks in third gear.
Such random stuff. New pads. Brake pads. Go. 100%. Caliper. Back it. Let's put the piston back into it. Tighten it down. Look at this. Speed run. Speed run rear brakes. Removal. Other side. Let's do this from the back side. Why not? Boom. Caliper comes off. Don't know why you don't windy gun that thing out, but okay. Pads back in. Caliper. Caliper. Right, let's get this U-bolt sorted. Oh, it's actually let me do it straight off. Nice. U-bolts. Leaf spring U-bolt. I think there was 2 of them that I need to do, so 15 credits each. Nice. On the side. There's actually 3 that I need to do because the other side's had it. Oh, the leaf spring's had it on this side as well. Or if that's that's not one of the things I need to worry about. So we won't take that off. Now what should happen is I undo this and it hits the floor. Thankfully it didn't. Bolted. I need to put one more. Done. This rubber bushing needs doing then. Which means that we need to buy rubber bushes. Bush. At least, I think there's 6 that I need to do on this. Flip it and slam it. Yeah, if only he'd let me do that. Drop it to the deck. Is the other bush out? Yeah, the other bush needs to go. Removal. There we go. That comes the bolt. That comes the bush. If a bush slid out that easily, that's definitely got an issue with it. On. So we've got this one to do. Bush fitting centre. Bush goes in, tighten it down, and this bush comes out. New. Oh, shoot. There's it's really handy that in this world there's only like 5 different sizes of anything. That bush is the same as this bush apparently. I have to take both. Why do I have to take the whole arm out to replace the bush? A lot of bush going on here. Okay, 100%, 79%, yeah. A lot of bush. Also, if that was a tapered fit at this side, God knows how that came out so easily. Rubber bush, please. A lot of bush. Big old bush. I mean, it is a Camaro, so Camaro. I think it's a Camaro. Bush. There'd be a lot of bush in Camaros, wouldn't there? This side's fine. Solid. Oh, sugar. Solid rear axle drive. That's inside the tube. Right. Okay. Right. Okay, we're gonna have to take this. Should have probably welded it. Weld the diff. Take this off. Take the disc off. This off? Yeah, we'll do it on this side. We'll do it blind. Is he talking about that? Solid rear axle. There we go. Yup. Solid rear axle. There we go. 145 credits. Disc back on. We're getting ready to send it. Pads. Look at this quick turnaround this is, isn't it? So working with you again, Si. Yeah, get it done. Whoop. Yeah, just no wrong with that, is there? Part not discovered. So there's a lot of stuff that we haven't figured out. What's up with the vehicle yet? So hopefully, with another drive, it might be able to tell us what's up with it. Whoa! I like it as well how we pulled that axle out and like we didn't lose any oil or, you know, bust the seal up or anything. Okay. I think I may know what we need to do. I don't think we give it an electrical check. Or is it the fact that the bumper's in primer? Let's do it. Let's give it some. Get some diagnostics. Can't remember if we did this or not. So. So the electrical side of it checks out, I think. Yeah, part not discovered. Front wheel hub. Okay, that'll be one of them. I've just put the wheels back on as well. Okay. Excuse me. I don't know what you're on about, Si. Perfectly fine with my my wheel tightening technique there. Right, front wheel hub. That control arm. That I spotted that and I did nothing about it. Spring cap, and still a part not discovered. Oh. Drive shaft checks out. It's got to be on the exhaust then. No. Suspension. Fuel tank. This side of the exhaust. No. There. Coolant reservoir. Brake booster. Suspension on that side. I'm running out of stuff to be checking here. Pressing every button. Air intake. Okay, let's have a look here then. No, that checks out. Cooling. That checks out. Screen washer. There's one elusive part. What are you? Okay, so fit front bumper, that is one of them. Okay. No, part still not discovered. Tablet. Right, let's go. Body shop. Camaro. Oh, there's an 86. Cool. That's like a Berlingo. Okay, front bumper. Nice. Still don't know what that damn part is. Right, that's fine. Let's get this wrapped up. Like 15 minutes. The driver, yeah, the driver's definitely one of them. This hub, spring cap. That's. So there's the hub on that side. Isn't it? Done just due to the cooling. Ah, that's not what I wanted. Break that out. Disc off. Front wheel hub, that's the one. Oh, no, okay. Front wheel bearing's got to come out first. Then the hub. Why is the hub bolted? Why was the hub bolted with the bearing just pushed in at the back? Front wheel hub. And push the bearing back in. Caliper. Yeah, I don't understand why it's in 2 bits, but hey ho. Wheel back on, good. Oh, it's going to make me take the wheel off, isn't it, to do the spring caps. The amount of new threads that I've made on each of these wheels is quite alarming. Right, so spring cap. Take that off, take that off. Then the spring cap will come off. Don't know how I've done that without dismantling or undoing the shock absorber, but okay. It's not how you spell spring. There we go. Yep, still not entirely sure how I did that without... Alright, so let's take these bolts off without undoing the shock absorber. Fallen off. Solid axle control arm. Oh, it's the bolt at the back, isn't it? Well remembered. Boom. Bipart. Whoops. And the new part. Push back in. That push has been fitted to 2 different arms. Spring cap on the other side. Okay. Top one. Again, don't know how this is being done without taking the shock absorber off, but who am I to argue? Spring cap back on. Top spring cap goes on. We still have one elusive task. Always dreamed about it. Managed to save some cash. It seems that I might have got a bit carried away. What was his original complaint? Well, the salesman said the brakes need to be repaired. This is perfect condition. Banging in the back here. Pulls to the right. Pulls to the right. Right. Something with the front suspension then. Pulling to the right. Is it that? Is it that rusty? Oh, you're going to take the wheel off to take the tie rod off, aren't you? Tie rod. Or track rod end. Not too bad. Still nothing really to highlight that it's. Let's move the car. Let's take it outside. We need to figure out what's going on. Yeah, well, the calipers seem to be okay. Take it back to the test track. Take it back to the test track, see what happens. Come on, highlight something wrong with it. I dare you. Nothing's jumping out at me. Oh, not discovered. Oh, look at you, you beautiful person. You are correct. We didn't tread depth gauge check, did we? Oh, close, but no cigar. What else could it be? I'm in detective mode and it's not highlighting anything. Ah, I forgot you can see more on the other side. Both door mirrors. It's a good thing I almost missed out on the other one. There's a bullet hole in the... Oh no, it's supposed to be a lock. Right, suspension, suspension. Things that like I've got rusty bolts on them, but there's nothing that's highlighting itself to me. Part not discovered. Says it's pulling to the right. Inside rear suspension. Ah! You glorious bastard. With that.
Cheese.
Have some more.
Cheese.
Right, let's get this done. Look how rusty it is. Like, but now that you look at it, it kind of makes sense. But
cheese.
Don't know how this back plate is going to be causing that much of an issue, but. Okay. Hub. let's bolt it back together. Let's get this chuffing thing out of here. Come on, end of the day, let's get it done. It's 4:45, it's got service. Distant pads all the way around. Yeah, it's more like a dust shield than anything else. Oh, finish order. Finish everywhere. Their left headlamp is missing from the car. Can't finish anywhere at the moment then. Bolt them back in. There we go. Right, now get it out of my sight. Oh, that was plenty of money. Let's go to the toolbox. Can we? We can. We can have 25% screwing speed. Give me the screwing speed. Oh,
cheese,
everywhere.
cheese,
Up the wall. Up the curtain.
cheese,
Everywhere.
cheese. Yes.
Good. Oh, and it's a Focus that would be next, or some sort of BMW rip-off, or a Skyline rip-off, or the Volvo. Right, we're going to leave it there. The Empire, this is the Marshall Motorsport. I didn't even notice, look how much natural light's coming into this place. Find me a garage that looks like that, that'd be awesome. But yes, we're going to call it there. Thank you very much for joining me as we tested our Master Technician capabilities on some
Cheese.
yes. And I am going to have to jump out into another screen to be able to call it an evening. Thank you very much. See you in another one soon.
Cheese. 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 Yes. Yes. Cheese. Yes.